Welcome to Protect's online safety planning training. Safe from Suicide, the 127 Safety Conversation. The suicidal mind is often trapped in an overwhelming sense of despair. Stemming from entrapment, suicide becomes the salient solution to life circumstances. So suicide is often conceptualized as an attempt to escape the entrapment of life. The pain is overwhelming, and suicide provides the promise of pain relief. 127 provides a realistic, time-limited approach to safety planning through empathic conversation. Simply put, it is a sequence of 10 questions or prompts for conversation designed to engage the person and, when appropriate, their family in problem-solving and thinking around scenarios which may occur within the high-risk first week after an inpatient discharge or a crisis presentation. The prompts are simple, intuitive, and framed around daily events that matter to people. In this course, we'll be teaching you how for each prompt, there is the answer that the person will give and a whole lot more that you will be listening out for. 127 in itself is not the safety plan, but it is the conversation from which the safety plan will emanate. Once we have discussed all the aspects of 127, we'll pin down the actionable steps that will enhance safety using the SAFE framework. Drawing on the 127 conversation in SAFE, we plan out how to use internal and external coping strategies while responding to scenarios when the risk may escalate. How to make the environment safer by reducing access to means, alcohol, and other drugs. How to get the best out of your natural and professional circle of support. And most importantly, developing clarity regarding what is an emergency and who will be responsible for what if one comes along. One of the biggest failings of current risk assessment and management training is the overwhelming focus on the past. Yes, the past does predict the future, but too little is thought through about the future, which is unique to the individual in front of you. And this is about to pan out, and you have an important part to play in making it safer. So making the present safe and the future resilient is what we will try and achieve through the training that we will provide you. SAFE is one component of the much larger training called Protect. So based on relational safety, Protect provides a novel approach to supporting people in suicidal distress. Relational safety can be thought of as a deeply empathic therapeutic alliance that the professional establishes with the person in distress and their natural circle of support. There are two beautiful Zulu words that capture the essence of relational safety. The first is Sawubona. It's a greeting, a hello, meaning we see you. Me and my ancestors see you. Not just you, but you and your ancestors, your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations. And in the process of seeing, we bring you into being. To create relational safety for a person in suicidal distress, perhaps that is the way in which we need to see and listen to the person. The relationship itself becomes the springboard for recovery. This is captured in the second word, Ubuntu. I am because we are. Recovery is a journey of hope that is done together, in partnership. This is the golden thread that runs through Protect as well as SAFE and 127. How to use the healing power of human relationship. How do we make a person in suicidal distress truly experience Ubuntu? The origins of Protect lies in 333, a highly successful and internationally acclaimed service of inpatient and community crisis care from Cambridge, UK. 333 has very high clinical efficiency and patient experience scores. Recovery principles are embedded into the fabric of care delivery, and patient involvement scores are extremely high. The 333 system of inpatient care hosted the national award-winning PROMISE program to decrease coercion in care and improve patient experience. The PROMISE paper on suggestions for reducing physical restraint won the Wiley Paper of the Year award. The suggestions in the paper from people with lived and professional expertise forms the foundation of relational safety, a way of being that supports professionals to strike the balance between risk and recovery. The PROMISE program threw up these scores. You can see Over 4,500 surveys were conducted in a 3-year window for inpatients. 98% said staff are polite and friendly. 97% felt welcome, and 98% of patients felt involved in their treatment and care decisions. The scores capture the effort staff put into building relationships and what can be achieved through the power of relationships. These principles of co-production that were learned in 333 and Promise are embedded in Protect, Safe, and 127. Let me share a bit about the structure of the Protect framework, which will put Safe into context. There are 3 principal modules. A core module in which we introduce the concept of relational safety using the care compass, pain relief optimization. We do a risk rethink and introduce trainees to empathy in action. Through a range of theoretical constructs and practical conversation aids, it covers the delicate balancing acts that professionals need to master. Given core covers the founding principles of relational safety, we feel very strongly that we need to conserve the core as it is the foundation. A strong foundation will enable us to progress all else in line with the latest research and emerging evidence. The second module, Assess, is the assessment module. It is aimed at getting to know the person in distress and gaining a thorough understanding of their psychological pain. A lot gets covered in Assess, promoting self-awareness regarding clinical decision-making, along with the assessment sequence, suicide phenomenology, including 125 years of models that have been developed to understand suicide, techniques and strategies for empathic interaction, all the way to formulation and documentation. And finally, a recovery module called Aspire that focuses on the person's strengths and assets on the journey from safety to self-reliance. Acceptance of the person's ambivalence towards living enables a train of actions which can be thought of in a chronological sequence, with safety planning in the midst of a crisis in the emergency department, followed by the delivery of person-centered care from an interventions menu, along with coping skills enhancing reviews and resilience building for the future. Safe is the second chapter within Aspire. And now you have a sense of how large the training framework Protect is, but Safe is a really important component of it. We've had some amazing success stories with Protect. For example, in the ED of a large Australian public sector hospital, which supports monthly 550 mental health crisis presentations, the rollout of Protect in December 2019, you can see over here, gave staff the confidence to safety plan effectively, allowing them to discharge people home earlier, reducing the average length of stay in ED from highs of 18 hours plus all the way down. In 2020, you can see the curve going down to 5.5 hours, so below 6 hours. Here is the data, kind of with a comparator hospital shown in blue, where safety planning wasn't rolled out, compared to the active side where safety planning was rolled out, and the huge drop in the length of time people waited in the emergency department. This is data from 25,000 ED attendances over a 2-year window. With the appropriate training and support to practice the skills they have gained, staff can achieve amazing feats. We have presented Protect across all 6 continents. From its beginning in 333, over the last decade, Protect has grown, and as I've just kind of mentioned, over the 3 modules, incorporates a range of evidence-based practice in suicide prevention. The 3 modules bring together a number of techniques, strategies, frameworks, and above all, a way of being that cultivates hope and bolsters the strengths with which a person in suicidal distress may have lost touch. If you do have the time or the opportunity, we would strongly recommend doing the whole Protect training. However, Safe on its own too will provide you with fairly advanced safety planning, toolkit. Do get the Protect guidebook to read along. Safe is chapter 13. Page number 136. In the workbook, the interactive exercises for chapter 13 are from page 51. Getting the 2-in-1 compilation is slightly cheaper, and all 3 books are available to order on Amazon. One can think of the training program that you're about to embark on as purchasing new clothes for an existing wardrobe. It does not mean that the old wardrobe has to be discarded, as a new suit might go very well with a shirt and tie from what already exists. The knowledge and skills from SAFE and 127 will complement those that already exist in an experienced clinician. And for beginners in mental health, it will provide a solid foundation. I'm really excited about supporting your learning journey. There are many ways to keep in touch with the latest in suicide prevention, so I look forward to hearing from you all through our social media channels. Hit subscribe, follow, or like as the case may be, depending on where you are watching the video. And you will be able to stay up to date with the things that we are producing at progress.guide. Thank you for listening.